I'm not going to answer any more questions about Nicole.
Okay.
I don't have any more answers for you until I find out what you're talking about.
You guys were living together off and on.
I told you I'm not going to answer any more questions about Nicole until I find out what this is about.
We're about to dive into the world of police interrogations, where many people often find themselves clueless about the law or unaware of the detective's crafty tactics. Today, we'll explore the intense questioning of a man who's quite familiar with encounters with the police. This is Mark Dencklau, and he was the president of the Gypsy Joker Motorcycle Club.
You're with a motorcycle club. You have some affiliation with one, is that right?
I don't have any answers for questions like that.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking is that a few months back, a gentleman named Jeff Sudan, you know him? He threw your name out in conjunction with kind of a repossession of a car, a collection of a car. Does that sound familiar to you?
No. Jeff Sudan almost might. I'm not sure about that. It seems like Sudan rings a bell somewhere, but no collections of a car. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
The police have their eyes on Mark, and it all started when they stumbled upon the lifeless body of Robert Huggins in a field a few months back. But hold on, there's more. As the investigation unfolded, they discovered that Robert used to be part of the very same club that Mark was president of. However, he got the boot from the club because he couldn't resist stealing money from them to feed his heroin addiction. Robert did not like being kicked out of the club, so he came up with a devious plan. He broke into Mark's house, tied up his girlfriend, and tried to steal some money from them. Mark quickly found out what Robert did and gathered his club buddies to deal with him once and for all. But here's the interesting part. How did the police find all this out? Well, it started with another member of the club, who happened to be battling addiction and landed in jail for drug possession, and he said way too much during a recorded phone call with his girlfriend. Little did he know that his revealing conversation with his girlfriend would spill all the secrets. So picture this. Mark finds himself in a tight spot when he's suddenly handcuffed and dragged in for questioning. The officers claim it's all because his housemate, Donna, who allegedly snatched his car. But Mark realizes something fishy about the situation. If Donna truly stole from him, then he should be the victim, right? So why on earth would they arrest a victim? It just didn't add up. If possible, police sometimes ask a suspect about additional crimes, making them think they've escaped the first one. This will make the suspect feel more comfortable, and they are more likely to answer questions without asking for a lawyer.
I'm looking for the crime is what I'm looking for. What fucking car are you talking about, man?
I think it was an Acura. Does that sound
okay? Well, what about it?
Okay. She took off in an Acura.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
You're wrong. I'm not gonna tell you the story because it's a personal story, and there's no crime that I'm not going to press charges about anything.
Okay.
And I would be the only, in the story that you're talking about, there's only one person in the world that could press any charges about it, and that'd be me.
Okay.
And I'm not pressing any charges on her.
All right.
And nobody returned any car, and she never took any car from anywhere, so you got the story completely wrong first.
Okay.
So before you come talk to me about those kind of stories, you should get them right.
Okay.
Get them straight, man.
How would I get them right without chatting with you?
Well, because I'm not here to give you information. That's not what I'm about. I'm not a cop. I'm not going to sit here and feed you information. I don't know. I'm here for some reason. I don't know what your deal is, but you haven't explained that to me yet. Until then, I got no more answers for you about Nicole or cars or anything else. I don't even know what the hell. Why wouldn't if this has to do with that car? Why in the heck am I not the one pressing the charges? I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, well, I see your point.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good point. Yeah.
Okay. How far back do you want to?
Let's go back. So you don't know Jeff? You said you don't know Jeff?
Don't know Jeff Sudan, no.
Would you maybe recognize a picture of him?
Well, you know what? Anybody that you're going to show me, you'd have a lot better chance showing me a picture than getting me, because I do not know people's names.
Okay. That look familiar to you, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What do you know that guy by?
I'm not going to answer your questions. I told you. I'll listen to what you have to say, and I'll pick what I want to answer, but I'm not going to tell you information about people I know. I'm not a cop.
Okay. Well, that's a picture of Jeff Sudan.
Oh, okay. I did not know that was that guy's name.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm starting to put it together. Okay. Now I kind of know.
Would you tell me how you know that man? Or
no, I'm not going to give that information. But I kind of know what we're talking about here. But I thought that those charges were dropped on him and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, he was with another gentleman too, right?
When this thing happened, that's what I heard. I wasn't there.
No, I know you weren't there.
Oh, okay.
But you know some of the background.
Well, I might know some of the background, but like I said, I'm not here to try to answer your questions. You're going to have to get the answers. Why can't you? All these answers you should be able to get from that guy.
Some of them.
I don't know him very well, by the way. But I don't know him very well, but I know exactly who he is. And but I don't have the answers for you as far as that stuff goes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, a few months before this car thing happened, Nicole was at your house, and somebody busted in the house and roughed her up a little bit, tied her up. You remember that?
I can't really answer to that. You're going to have to get that story from her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to answer to that but I can tell you once again, and you're going to find out that you are completely wrong.
Okay.
So that didn't happen?
What's that? I'm not going to go there. I'm going to let
you're saying we're wrong.
You got the story all wrong.
Okay.
You got the story all wrong.
Okay.
And if you ask around about Nicole, you're probably going to find that you got a whole bunch of stories wrong, man.
Okay.
But I'm not going to sit here and slam on Nicole, and I'm not going to sit here and tell stories about her or anybody else.
Would you tell me what we got wrong about that
never happened. That's not what happened. I'll tell you that. I'll say that is not what happened.
Okay.
Nobody actually came to the house.
Okay.
All right.
What did happen then?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
I'm not going to let her tell you. I'm not Mr. Rat who's going to sit here and tell Nicole's life story to anybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If she wants to tell you that what happened, she will. And anything about what you're talking, the car and the whole thing you're talking about, ask her. Ask her. It's not my story. It's hers.
Okay.
The detectives are trying to establish motive for the murder of Robert Huggins. They've made it clear to Mark that they're not only questioning him about the stolen car, but also about the robbery that took place at his own house. As Mark reflects on this, he realizes that he too was a victim of the robbery. So why was he unexpectedly handcuffed and brought in for questioning? It still doesn't add up.
Who did you tell about what did happen then?
Oh, God. Tons of people, man.
Okay. Give me some examples.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to sit here and name names for you, man. Mm-hmm. If you think I am, you're just barking up the wrong tree.
Okay.
You really are. But I'll tell you what I don't really understand why this stuff that you're talking about with this dude and the car stuff, why would that get handcuffs put on me?
Well,
why would those handcuffs go on me? What did I do that was illegal in any of that stuff? What did I even have to do with it? I wasn't even there for any of it. None of it. Okay. Not anything that you've talked about so far. I was a long way away from it. Okay. So why would I get handcuffs put around my fucking wrist for it?
Well, where were you when that happened?
Well, man, I know where you're talking about. I wasn't there involved in anything that happened if there was a story made up about this theft thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. If that's the story that you're talking about, and the car thing about the whole fucking car deal, mm-hmm. I wasn't there. I wasn't involved in it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm not going to tell you the story about it. You can get that from other people who like to tell stories.
Mark has outsmarted the detectives by staying ahead of their game. At first, they wanted him to confess that he knew Robert had broken into his house, which would give them a solid motive. But Mark is no fool. He knows their plan and throws them off guard by pointing the finger at Nicole instead. He even claims that she returned some of the stolen stuff. It's a risky move because it relies on Nicole telling the police the same story, which means she would be admitting to the theft. Despite putting the detectives on the wrong track, Mark still wonders why he's being interrogated.
I'm not going to be your storyteller, you know. All I can tell you is you're barking up the wrong tree, and I don't even know what the fuck it has to do with you guys if I'm not mad about the shit. If I forgave her for everything that you're talking about, I know about the car. You got the car story completely fucking wrong too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But she was an asshole in that story, and I can't say I forgave her for it, but I sure as hell didn't go press no charges on her, and I was told to at the time. I was told by a lawyer to press charges on her. And I told the lawyer, I said, man, all my life I've been telling people, don't use the cops to handle your business. So is this my price? Is this where I go against my judgment and go have her fucking arrested or something like that to get my shit back? In any case, it's my own personal problems. I chose to live with them. Mm-hmm. I lost a lot because of the girl, you know what I mean? But I'm not pressing no charges, so I don't see why you guys care.
Okay. Who's her junkie friends that were helping her?
I'm not going to tell you names of people. You didn't hear me the first time? I'm not sitting here naming people for you. All I'm doing is telling you you got your stories really screwed up. And I don't even know why you care.
Yeah.
Because I sure as hell ain't going to press no charges on her. I'm telling you that. So, if it's about Nicole, and why would I get handcuffed up and brought in like that if you guys are mad because Nicole went and bought a fucking car with my money or whatever the fuck might happen?
For the first time since the interrogation started, the detectives mentioned Robert Huggins, also known as Bagger Bob.
Okay. Is Bagger Bob part of that? Part of her junkie friends?
Bagger Bob?
Yeah. That ring a bell?
Fuck you talking? Yeah, I know who that is. He's fucking the guy that got killed about a fucking year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he one of the ones who set this up with Nicole?
Man, you're going to have to, if you're trying to like tie that into this or something like that, you're going to have to talk to Nicole about that.
Okay. Well, I was asking you because you said it was her junkie friends, and I assumed that meant you knew who junkie friends were.
No, not the kind of junkie that I heard he was. She's not that kind of a junkie.
Okay. Can you help? What kind of junkie is she?
I don't know. I'm sure you probably know better than I do.
So when you say her junkie friends...
Yeah, I'm not talking about any of our ex-fucking club brothers or anything like that. No.
Okay. All right.
I'm talking about her friends, not my friends.
Got it. Okay. So was Bagger Bob one of your friends, not hers?
Well, like I said, actually, now that fucking you're starting to bring his name into it, and he got killed, now I don't think I have any other questions to answer for you. Now I think having a lawyer here might be a good idea.
Okay. Sorry.
I think that'd be a good idea if you're starting to ask questions about a dead guy.
Mark is feeling unsure about whether he should get a lawyer because the police are asking about Robert. But here's the thing. Most people tend to keep talking to the police for a bunch of different reasons. First, they're super curious to know just how much the police know about them, without realizing that a lawyer can dig up all the evidence. Secondly, they genuinely believe that they can convince the police of their innocence by answering questions in a way that makes them seem blameless. And lastly, people worry that if they ask for a lawyer, it might make them look guilty.
Okay. Let me clarify something with you.
Okay.
Do you want us to keep chatting, or do you want to talk to a lawyer? I need to know that.
Well,
we can keep chatting, but you have to
if you want to tell me what I'm doing here and what reason, I may try to help you out with that. But if you're going to keep me in the dark, well, then I got nothing else to say either.
Okay. So I still need to clarify with you that one point, because you mentioned a lawyer, and I need to know if you want a lawyer now or if we can keep chatting. This is what I need to know.
You can keep chat. I'll keep listening a little longer before I call in a lawyer. Yeah.
Okay. When the FedEx guy called you, you came down to the house with a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to your house by yourself? Or?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
What did the FedEx guy tell you?
He said fucking, I'm not going to get into the story. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk about it. That's Nicole. Nicole's going to have to tell you that story if you want to hear something from her. If you got her all involved in this.
Well, Mark, let me say this. We have you're saying their stories, so whether they're true or not, that's what we're trying to find out. Okay. Right. That's our job.
Okay.
You realize that, right?
Sure.
And as cops, so if there's incidents happen, we got to figure out what's true and what's not.
Okay.
And we do that by talking with people.
Okay.
Obviously, that happened a while ago, so we've been working on this for a while, months.
Okay.
That story starts a much larger story that we have. Right, starts with at your house with a theft happening that includes Nicole being there, okay? And if there's a FedEx guy calls you, right? So this is where everything.
That's why I wish she was here, right? So she could straighten some of this.
So this has been going on for a while. And you keep telling us, talk to Nicole, get the story from her.
Well, if she's the one that's involved in this story, you need to talk to the players. Right. I'm not telling you to talk to her.
I understand.
I'm telling you to talk to whatever players you're talking about in your story there. You talk to them, and whoever you said rode there with me or whatever, talk to them. But you guys have got to also.
So over the last several months, well over half a year, we have talked to a lot of people.
Okay.
And we can tell you right now, Nicole's in front of a grand jury. Okay. There is, you say talk to her, we have. There's a story there.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
So I'm just letting you know that. So we have a story, so we want to get your side of it.
Ah, gotcha, okay.
So we know what's true and what's not true.
All right.
Interrogations are a lot like an intense game of poker, where both players are determined to outsmart each other. Imagine detectives as skilled players who bluff a lot. They might tell a suspect that they already have all the information because another person involved spilled the beans. If the suspect falls for this trick, they might feel pressured to confess, hoping to minimize or avoid severe charges. It's a delicate situation because if the suspect catches the detectives in a lie, they'll realize they have nothing and could choose to end the interview.
Okay, so now what?
Well,
I'm not, am I arrested for anything?
You're being detained at this point.
Okay, but I'm not under arrest quite yet.
That's correct.
Okay, then I don't need a lawyer quite yet.
Okay. So,
Mark is of course wrong. You always need a lawyer when you're being questioned by the police.
she is indicated that certain things took place after this robbery, theft, whatever it was, the one where the FedEx guy came to the house, and I think he wanted to call the police, and she said, no, please call Mark, and I think is that right?
I'm not going to say whether that's right now, but
Is that your understanding?
I'm listening to your story.
Okay. And from there, the series of events unfolded involving one of your club brothers, or former club brothers. Okay.
Okay.
And that's where some of this comes about, and it's up to you to clarify for this what all took place, because there's fingers.
Man, you know what? The story that you're talking about is somebody else's story.
Okay.
You're going to have to talk to somebody else.
Who do you suggest we chat with?
I'm not throwing names. I told you.
Okay.
It's somebody else's story. You're the cop. Figure it out. Talk to somebody else. It's not my story. I'm not.
I think you know that we've got it pretty well figured out. The question is, you're in a bit of a hole. We're trying to offer you a ladder to get out of this hole.
Man.
Okay? Because here we've got Nicole sitting in front of a grand jury right now, and she's testifying to them.
Okay.
We know what she's going to tell them, we presume. That's not an issue. We have other people we've talked to, and I think you know who most of those people are.
Well, you think wrong, but anyway, okay.
Okay.
There's several others, either now or shortly, are sitting in rooms like you are.
Okay. Okay. Well, tell me something that means something to me. None of this means much to me so far. And Nicole, man, she's got real problems, and her problem is she's sitting in front of a grand jury right now. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure her problems are going to probably unfold in front of them. So in any case, whatever, man. Talk to me about that later after she gets out of the grand jury. You'll see what I'm saying. Nicole's got some serious problems, and she's got some serious lying problems. And if all her lies blow up in her face today, well, it's about time. Maybe that'll help her out a little bit. Maybe this whole experience will help her quit making up bullshit and telling lies. So anyway, that's enough about Nicole for me. You got her in front of a grand jury. You got all the story you need from her. Now, what else would you like from me?
Mark is waiting for the police to tell him they suspect him of committing a crime so he can ask for a lawyer. He's on edge because he doesn't want to seem guilty, so he's hoping the detectives will drop enough clues for him to confidently request a lawyer. The detectives know this, which is why they have not accused him of anything, and they've been very vague in their questioning. Now it's Mark's turn to play a trick.
We don't know who
Here you go.
Okay.
All right, man. I'm going to help you get unconfused, all right? If you think that I did something wrong, anything, okay, any kind of crime, let me get my lawyer over here, and I will tell my lawyer, you know what? Give these guys a lie detector test. Just take a lie detector test. Don't make these cops suspect the wrong people. So if you guys think I did anything wrong, hit me with a lie detector test or something. I've got nothing to fucking hide.
Sometimes during interrogation, suspects try to outsmart the police by saying, go ahead, give me a lie detector test. They're basically trying to show off how confident they are in their answers, as if they're not afraid of a device that can reveal if they're telling the truth or not. In a final desperate move, the detectives grill Mark about his relationship with Robert, hoping for a negative response that would indicate they didn't get along. Even though Mark should have never answered any questions and immediately asked for a lawyer, he has done a great job leaving the detectives empty-handed.
I'm not going to tell stories about the club and this and that and why, I'm telling you, I've already told you the common stuff. This is what pretty much everybody knows. It ain't hard for you guys to find out that the fucking guy got kicked out of our motorcycle club. Sure. That is not hard to find out.
When's the last time you were actually eyes on with Bagger? Was he a club member then, or was it after? Did he ever flip you off at some stop sign?
At the same time he was going. I saw him when he was going out.
Okay.
I saw him go. He was and wasn't at the same time. Okay. The last time I saw him,
that's the last time.
He was until he told him get the fuck out of here, and then he wasn't. So I saw him. He was and wasn't that same day, and that's the last time I've ever seen him.
Okay. Did he ever come by and vandalize anything of yours?
No.
Okay.
Hell no. Bagger,
Well, is he a cheap shot guy, or is he someone?
I really don't know, and like I said, I'm not going to answer questions about Bagger.
Okay, but he never did anything to you.
No.
Okay, you never went eyes on with him again after that when he was out of the club.
He respected me, I think, and
Okay.
he talked very nice to me anytime I ever saw him. I'll tell you that. Me and him never had a bad word. In the end, I found out he was a piece of shit junkie.
Right.
So I admit I hold that against him because I spent a lot of time with the guy and stuff and kind of gave him my heart, sort of like, and so when people just really disgrace us like that and stuff, it leaves a real bad taste in my mouth. I will admit that. But that's the end of it. When you're done with us, you're just done. So anything that happened to him after that, I have no idea. Like I said, one thing about our motorcycle club is when you're done with us, you're just done with us. We got no time for you. We got no words for you. You won't be getting any more calls. Nothing. You know what I mean? You're done. And Bagger's just one of a lot of guys that the same kind of shit happens to. It's part of the life.
Okay.
In the end, Mark and his fellow club members faced the consequences of their actions as they were apprehended and faced murder charges. A raid on the biker club revealed years of evidence, exposing their long history of criminal activity. Nicole, among others, would work with prosecutors, and in exchange for their testimonies, they would receive lighter sentencing. Finally, we discover that Mark, the mastermind behind the crime, was sentenced to life in prison. Thank you for joining us on this gripping journey, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.